My name's Tobias and I'm from Farmwall. Alright, so now we have the actual growing components of the kit. Firstly, we have the hemp, which is the growing medium that you grow your microgreens in. Next, we have our growing trays. Now there's 3 components to the growing trays. There's the slotted tray and 2 of the drip trays. One of these will be used as a drip tray, while the other will be used as a germination lid while you're growing your microgreens. Next, we have the seeds. So we've included 3 of our most popular varieties of seeds. All right, that's all the components. Now I'm going to show you how to grow some microgreens. All right, let's grow some microgreens. I've got my components from the starter kit, as well as some scissors and some water. The next step is to prepare our hemp. Okie dokie, I have my prepared hemp sheet, and as you can see, it fits the growing tray almost perfectly. The next step is to wet it. We need to completely submerge it in our bowl of water, and this is so that we can stretch the hemp and get it to fit the tray perfectly, but also for the seeds so that they can use the water to germinate. So once your hemp is completely saturated, you can just take it out and then wring out most of the water. There we go. So now that the hemp is wet, you can give it a light stretch like this, just to kind of tease it out so that it reaches the edges of the tray. Just be gentle not to rip it too much, but just pull it apart gently. You'll see why I'm doing this in a second, as I'm going to grab 2 of the trays. I have 1 drip tray underneath, and then the slotted tray on top. And once I've stretched my hemp, I can lay it out in the drip tray so that it reaches the edges. So you can see I need to pull it a bit further. And the hemp should just pull apart quite nicely as an organic material. It just kind of stretches and rips a little bit. There we go. So you can see now the hemp sheet has been stretched and it now reaches the sides of the slotted tray. Okay, so that's our tray prepared. Next step is to move on to our seeds. All right, next we're on to the fun part, seeding our microgreen tray. So you're going to want to choose one of the varieties. I'm going to choose radish because I quite like radish microgreens. They're super delicious. So all I'm going to do in this instance is just sprinkle the seeds gently across the tray as evenly as I can. You can seed directly from the jar. Awesome. So that's done. Now, as you can see, the seeds aren't perfectly evenly spread and there's some clumps around the sides of the tray. So if you want, you can sort of gently, with your finger, just distribute the seeds a bit better. But as the seeds grow, they will start to push each other apart, and you'll find that they kind of naturally distribute themselves across the tray relatively well. So that's looking pretty good to me. So there we have it. The tray is ready. The only step now is to put on the drip tray. There we go. So now the tray is going to enter into the germination period. This is going to take between 3 to 5 days, depending on the seed variety. And what's going to happen is the seed is going to start to put out its roots and its first shoot. Because we've covered the tray, it simulates being buried in soil. So the seed is going to put out its shoots looking for light. After 3 to 5 days, once the seed has produced its root and its first shoot, we know that we can take the lid off. At that point, your microgreens should be relatively grown, developing the beginnings of their very first leaves. Once they become exposed to light, your microgreens will bloom. They'll start to put on some color, and they'll also develop their first 2 leaves, known as cotyledons. After about 10 days, your microgreens should be ready to harvest. Check out the other video in this course which explains how to know when your microgreens are ready, and also how to harvest them. While your microgreens are growing, it's important to check them on a daily basis and give them a new spray with water. Once the seeds have germinated, you can actually add water in the bottom of this drip tray. The roots will grow through the slotted tray, and if there's a reservoir of water here, they will be able to take it up and drink it. Otherwise, just continue to spray on a daily basis so that the plants and the seeds and the hemp stays wet. That way they won't dry out and you'll have healthy microgreens all the way up to the point of harvest. Cool, so that about does it for this video. Thanks for watching. When your microgreens do sprout, don't forget to take a photo and share it with the group so that we can celebrate your success. And if you do have any questions about your kit, don't forget you can always post a question and the Farmwall team will be there to help. I've been Tobias, signing off. Happy growing.